Hello and welcome back to the Ball Logic podcast, your place for fantasy and NBA SuperCoach. I'm your host tonight, the Matrix, and I am here with Braino and the Horse. Let's start with Horse. How you sitting there, mate? Tell us a little bit about your week.
Nervous. It's actually been a big week. Didn't really watch too much basketball. We've had to evacuate twice here in central Victoria. So the fires got within probably a kilometre of the house. So we've been in and out twice. But yeah, it's good for normality to come back in and watch a bit of basketball, mate. It's been good.
Braino, what's been happening?
Thankfully safe from fires. No fires in Sydney because the weather is always terrible. So there's no risk because of the rain is just awful. So thankfully, but thoughts are out with everybody that's had to be in and out of houses due to the fires. But I tell you what's been challenging, right? BBL, it's a daily sport, right? You don't get time off. NBA, it's a daily sport. You don't get time off. I might have forgotten my wife's name over the last 4 weeks or so since I've been off work because there's a lot of sport to keep up on. There's 2 SuperCoach sports. We're just about to move into NRL. It's been a wild time. Hopefully I'm not on the verge of a divorce. Better rein it in a little bit.
Yeah, there was one day that didn't have basketball off over Christmas, and I caught up with this person. Apparently, she's my housemate. She seems lovely. Should talk to her more often. I mean, there's been cyclones up here, but shit's been fine. The Broncos are in Toowoomba at the moment. It's all happening up here as well. NBL's got Monday night games at the moment. It's all happening in the sporting world. But look, on today's show, we're going to go through how we went in week 11. We're going to look ahead at the schedule for week 12 and beyond. We're going to hit our trade targets as per usual, and the ever important Captain's Corner that in the last 2 weeks has just got relevant again. But look, I know the listeners that are all waiting to see how I went with my ever great 886. I was doing the buy, hold, sell article, guys, and I've got some really big names to throw out to listeners. It's Khalil Ware and Emmanuel Quickly. Just really excited to see how we went. But look, I seem to hit every injury in the last week, but I'm in pretty good stead going forward. We had some Cades, we had some Scotty Barnes, and everything there happening. And the second most important person that we want to hear how they went tonight, Braino, how'd you go this week?
It's definitely not number one, that's for sure. 10-15, I was 4 points behind Horse this week. It's usually the measuring stick that I try to use. If I did have a good week, I have a look and see how Horse went. I don't need to check your score because I know you're just the automatic clown for the last few weeks. So I can come in a happy second most of the time. Yeah.
It's a long way. Have you ever, I was playing the Glades over Christmas, and if you hit into one of those bunkers, you'd understand how my SuperCoach scoring's going. So it's a long way out.
It was a weird week, wasn't it? I mean, for a bit of serious chat for a second, I find it really hard, probably the last 2 weeks, to really lean into too many of these guys on 4-game weeks. Also, I don't know how you feel about it, but there's so much resting and shithousery going on with injury reports and players missing games because now teams are starting to actively tank, right? So
that's right.
Plenty of tactics involved over the next few weeks in terms of the way that you will target trades off the back of teams that are tanking versus teams that are competing.
100% there is. So when you're looking at the likes of, say, the Brooklyn Nets, who have got an exceptional run coming up of 4-game weeks, there's no one there that we can honestly target with any confidence, given that anyone rests on any given night.
I reckon Darren Sharp won't get rested, man.
With a score like that, I'm not surprised if you're interested, Matty. But again, the Utah Jazz, and they're probably a little bit more unfortunate, a lot more SuperCoach relevant, because you've got the likes of Keontae George, who can pump out massive scores for our SuperCoach teams. But then you've got just random resting nights, and then you've got random nights where he's playing 20 minutes a night because they want to give Isaiah Collier and Walter Clayton Jr. minutes. So I think from now on, it's sort of time that we start to look away from these tanking teams and look to solidify our teams with players with roles. And we know that their teams aren't tanking and they're going to be at least at the pointy end, come playing for finals at least, or for playoffs anyway, towards March, April.
All right, guys. We made it to 5 minutes, which was my mark to give the big intro to the big number 2 in the league. How'd you go this week? I tell you what, I want to flex, man. I want you to flex on us.
No, it's fun and it's nervous. Like it's, I don't know. Like this is the highest I've ever been in any SuperCoach sport. So, like it's a nice feeling and it's validation for backing my gut and going with what I believe works. But at the same time, sort of as the season goes on, it becomes more and more nerve-wracking. So hopefully it continues to come off and backing my gut works. But yeah, for now, we look at the schedule and bouncing ideas off you blokes. And yeah, hopefully it all works out.
Yeah.
Also, can I just say that the disrespect to Noah Clowney is monumental. Okay.
Oh, he might get rested though because he's kind of good. That's where I was going with Daron Sharp. I was like, no, Clowney's decent. He might get rested at this stage. He might.
Igor Diorman isn't going to get rested, so
Igor
should be safe there.
Yes.
No, Diorman is not. Look. Horse has been going sensational, and we're following you all along, mate. But another guy who's been going sensational, and our squeeze of the week is Jackson, the coach of Dunk Inside, and he had an absolutely ripping score of 11-18 this week. Now, he captained Tyrese Maxey. He had Shai on court. He had Amen Thompson. He had Wemby. He had Deni Avdija. He had Trey Murphy for his 100. He had Jalen Johnson for his 100. Don't matter about those threes for Yanni, or Johnny, as we like to call him. He got 111. Derek Queen got 98. Everything went right for this man, except for the fact that he still had Jamal Murray and his 36, and he still took out the week. Not just our week, but the best week overall. So
well done.
Yeah, huge one from Jackson.
Well done, Jackson. Good job.
Massive. Good. I mean, the Jamal Murray would have flexed out, thankfully. So that's a big win. That would have been his lowest score, I assume, and everything else would have been nearly 100 plus, wouldn't it? I think he had Derek Queen when I had a look earlier, which I traded out for Chet Holmgren. So put a RIP in the chat for old Brain here on that trade. Lost money, lost points. It was a good time.
Is there anything better than losing money and losing points? You know what, Khalil Ware did the same with me, man. So I can. But
he's got a 5-game week coming up, mate. So you're safe. You can hold him until that 5-game week, and then he'll put up the best 75 you've ever seen.
I tell you what, I'm glad everyone pays for those Patreon articles for that one. So thanks, guys. Shout out to them. Look, let's head into guys, I know I'm hosting tonight, but I can't remember what you guys do, whether you hand over the injuries to anyone else. But I'll start with one, and that's Deni Avdija. He's questionable with a back injury. Is that going to impact any of your trade plans? For me, yes, absolutely. So watching him go down today, non-contact injury, grabbed straight for his back. He didn't try and run it off. He just walked straight off the court, straight up the race. There's been some news come out that he thinks he's fine, but Tiago Splitter, the coach of Portland, isn't so sure. So I'm waiting for tomorrow morning when injury reports come out as to whether I hold him this week, given he's on a 4-game week. So if he's right, he's still definitely playable. And in the form that he's in, Braino, you convinced me to hold on to him quite a few weeks back, and I'm very grateful for that. But for Deni, even a 4-game week, he's still going to punch out 100. He can go anywhere between 100 and 130, depending on his opposition, who he's playing against, how hot his teammates are with his assists. So if he's okay and he's playing, I'm definitely keen on holding. But, disclaimer, he's got a 2-game week the week after. So if he is hurt and he misses game 1, then it's a 3 into a 2, and then we look to sell.
I'm concerned. More so because I think, I was looking at the 2-game week next week and thinking you could probably just get a leg up, really. If he misses game 1, just move him on. The only issue is a lot of people are probably going to have Giannis on a 2-gamer this week. Mm-hmm. So you've got to spend a trade there. You're going to have to spend a trade. Maybe people are spending a trade on Shai on a 3-gamer because it's a lot of money to have on a 3-game week, 21 mil. Wemby's on a 3-gamer as well. I'm assuming most people have, and also Jalen Johnson is on a 3-game week. So a lot of these elite guys are now on 3-game weeks. So I'm interested to see where people go with their trades. We'll have a look at trade targets a little bit later, but yeah, there's going to be some really tough decisions to be made as to whether you hold on to a 3-gamer or you move on a guy like Deni. The good thing is they play tomorrow. Am I right in saying that? So
I think so.
Let's hope
we should
they
know
do
straight away.
Yeah.
Look, he's been the big one, and he's the one keeping me awake at night, or at least will tonight, because I don't know. Like, what do you reckon? Do you reckon him in a 4-game week, maybe missing? I don't know. Horse saying from the injury it might be worse, and from what Tiago was saying, but he's saying he's all right. Like, even if he plays 3 games, like if you're trying to save a trade, like you nearly trade Deni and keep Giannis for a 2-game week. Both are gross, right?
Yeah. Our man in the chat, Kez, is saying that Deni doesn't play till Wednesday, so we won't actually know before lockout tomorrow.
That's rotten. Yeah, okay. That's tough. I mean, look, 4 games between Wednesday and Sunday. I'm assuming they've got a couple of back-to-backs, maybe even. Like, that can't be good for Deni.
It has to be. If you're thinking four games in 6 days, there has to be a back-to-back in there somewhere.
Minimum. Yeah, that's the worry. I think if you've got some luxury trades floating around and you don't have too many fires to put out on your bench, or maybe you want to sacrifice a move that you've done on your bench to free up cash gen or something, then trading Deni could be the play this week. And again, look, you're going to trade him next week anyway. He's on a 2. So like you're really only missing out on 1 week or 1 extra game as a risk, and then getting ahead of the pack hopefully with a 4-gamer. So maybe it's the play.
No, that's plenty of chat on Deni. Take us through the next one, Horse.
Anthony Davis. He is about as strong as Kalel Ware is in your SuperCoach team, mate. He is fragile and he's missing for months, and we won't see him. So I'll ask you, Matrix, what does this mean for Cooper Flagg?
More usage? I mean, I'm really high to hold him, to be completely honest. I wish PJ Washington was healthy. I know that it's not a current injury, but I just wish he was there, because I don't think Daniel Gafford's legs can hold him through more than 25 minutes a night. And I actually think PJ Washington should be the starter. But yeah, look, I mean, sounds like they were trying to trade him anyway, so it won't affect the structure of the team because they just want to draft capital out there. I think this will turn into a tanking team, but also with the talent that Cooper Flagg is. And I was listening to a podcast from 2006 today. Like somebody as young as, say, like when LeBron was young, no matter how bad the Cavs were going, he wouldn't ever rest. And I don't think Cooper Flagg will rest, even if these guys tank. So they got lucky enough last year to get the number 1 pick without the worst record. I think it'll be something similar to last year.
I think if you've got Cooper Flagg, you have to play him this week. They play Brooklyn, then Denver, and then Utah twice. That's juicy.
Gross. I agree on he won't sit. I mean, he's in the Rookie of the Year race, right? Like, that's obviously an important award for him. And I think it's between him and Concanipple, really. So for me, like, why would they sit him or rest him or just shut him down when, he's got accolades to achieve? For me, I think he'll just play. But the question mark is he just going to play with a bunch of bench riders for the rest of the season? And yeah, being the main guy, that's all well and good, but he's also inefficient at times too. And being the main ball handler in a team with no one else around you just means you're going to get doubled in the backcourt. So it's not exactly a great thing for his efficiency and his turnovers. So look, maybe it kind of evens out. Higher usage, but more turnovers and probably less efficiency. You'll get the same kind of scoring from him.
Mm-hmm. Moral of the story, we need PJ back. Mate,
we do.
Take us through. The next guy's been out for a little while, but maybe some cheapies have emerged.
Yeah, it's Zeke Nnaji from what it looks like. Horse, it's there was a kind of race between him and Dayron Holmes for a tiny little bit of time there, but then that's eventuated as Zeke Nnaji being basically the guy. I think he scored 80 odd in SuperCoach last week. Is he of interest to you, or is the timeline for Nikola Jokic potentially being back in a fortnight too short?
Not at all. Nikola Jokic will be. I think he'll be back sooner than the 3 weeks. I think it is that they were giving him. So, yeah, it's important for those at home just to be wary that when Jokic is back, we're going to have to go and find some cash to get him in. So, yeah, be smart with your trades.
So would you say that if you got Holmes, that would be the wrong trade?
The next person out is Isaiah Jackson.
I'm here till Tuesday.
He's only out. Jackson's. I love that. I reckon I do that once a week to Matty on NRL. Isaiah Jackson out for 1 more week. Apparently, he's passed concussion protocols, but he needs to get his conditioning back up. So, again, those of you holding Jay Huff, hoping for a bit of a resurgence there, he'll be okay for another week or so. But yeah, then it's probably time to jump off Jay Huff. And Austin Reeves, at least 2 more weeks away. He's getting reevaluated in 2 weeks, Matty, and I think everybody would have been pretty excited about the 5-game week for Austin Reeves this week, but it's even better for Luka without Austin there.
Yeah, I mean, like they just had a big 3 and now they've got like a big 2.5. And I'm not talking about DeAndre Ayton's size. It's just like
Jake LaRavia is in the big 3.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. He's a Memphis local too. I know deep down that Luka's going to rest probably 2 games this week, but everyone's just going to captain him. So it's the right decision because, man, like I would have been high on Austin Reeves, and Luka's been in and out a little bit, but there's a 5-game week this week, which is crazy. Our first 5-game week of the year. And Luka's usage when he plays is going to be unreal. Like LeBron's 41. You just mentioned Jake LaRavia as a player on their team. That shows how much they need Luka. So, yeah, I mean, Austin Reeves being injured has opened things up, maybe again from the cheapie standpoint with some of these like Laravias and Rui playing back again tomorrow, to like, yeah, making it maybe an easier captain choice this week.
Yeah, tend to agree. Who else we got on this list?
Horse, who you got there?
Keegan Murray. I actually went out in a couple of leagues today, not SuperCoach related, and grabbed Jonathan Kuminga because as of January 16th, his contract allows him to be traded, and I think that'll happen pretty much straight away from the Golden State Warriors. So after Kuminga gets traded, then there's definite interest to us for SuperCoach because with Murray out, with the Kings just being shit and their lack of anything there, the ball is just going to go through Kuminga's hands flat out. So yeah, Keegan Murray, a couple of weeks out. It's unfortunate because he's one of the bright sparks at Sacramento. But when you look at other players at the Sacramento Kings, there's no one there that tickles my fancy at all.
Yeah, they're yuck. Shout out to Herbie. I'm sure he watches. The beam has not been lit for a while over in Sacramento.
It's dim.
Yeah, it's very dim. I mean, look, I think they've been seeing different rumors around Sabonis being packaged to the Lakers and all this other shit. Like there's trade rumors flying around left, right, and center because the Kings have basically come out and said, we're keeping Nick Clifford and we're keeping Keegan Murray, but everyone else is fair game. Come get him, basically. And that means, yeah, DeRozan, Westbrook, Schroeder, Levine, like all of these guys are gone, which is going to open up massive opportunity. But like this is a team I'm not touching until there's a bit of clarity around what that all looks like, because it's 100%. Just a complete fucking mess.
100%.
Guys, let's duck into the schedule. And to be completely honest, we really have to start with a 5-game weeker, which is absolutely insane, isn't it? For just to get a team on, like, there's only 7 days in the week, so that's 2 back-to-backs. That's 2 days off in the week, and it's the Lakers. Are you guys interested on any of these guys, or
yes,
yeah, apart from Luka, or like, yeah, what do we got?
Now, with the 5 games this week, that means there's 2 back-to-backs throughout the week. And we know that LeBron doesn't play back-to-backs. So LeBron's going to play 3 games.
Yeah, not touching LeBron, not a chance. what do you have, 77 last week in 3 games? Like, for me, he's just not an option. He came out and basically said that he's 41 years old and, made a big deal about how he's got the most points. Good old LeBron. Never likes tooting his own horn, LeBron. That's what I really like about him. He's really humble. But it's Luka and it's Luka and it's Luka. That's it. They're the only option there. Jake LaRavia, if you want a cheapie, but again, like, he's 8.4 million. He's not even really a cheapie anymore. He's made all of his cash. So I don't feel comfortable enough playing him on a fiver over someone like, the guys we have, like a Cooper Flagg at that position. And I'm happy to rather play most of my gun 4s over Jake LaRavia on a 5 anyway.
Mm-hmm.
So I was listening to this podcast from 2006 this morning, and they were arguing about whether you would want like Kobe now or a 21-year-old LeBron. It was really enlightening. They were talking about LeBron as if he was like great, like Sean Marion. So that was yeah, funny. Hindsight's a beautiful thing. But let's duck in and have a chat about the 4-game weeks. Take us through them, Brandon.
Yeah, 4 gamers. Horse, you mentioned Brooklyn already, and we'll talk about the teams that go on a run of 4s very soon. But it's Brooklyn, it's Charlotte, Chicago, Dallas Mavericks, Denver Nuggets, Houston Rockets, Indiana Pacers, New Orleans Pelicans, Portland Trailblazers, Sacramento Kings, Toronto Raptors, Utah Jazz. So they're the teams on the 4-game weeks. That's 12 teams this week on the 4s. And for those of you, wanting teams to avoid, you've got the Detroit Pistons, who are on a 2-game week this week. So Cade Cunningham, see you later. Memphis Grizzlies, sorry, Matty, you're going to be bored for the other 5 days this week. Milwaukee Bucks, so Giannis and Kevin Porter Jr., probably time to move off them. And Orlando Magic, if you've still got Paolo Banchero. Paul. We said that after his really bad week, we started calling him Paul, but then he came good. So we called him Pablo. He's not quite Paulo yet,
Nope.
but Pablo's close enough. And then this week he went back to score 90 on a 4-game week. So he's just hovering at Pablo at the moment, not quite Paolo Banchero just yet.
But then those with Anthony Black as well. I think you've got to get off him as well. This is the reason for that 4 planning, because now you could have potentially 4 players in your squad on a 2-game week this week.
I can bench Anthony Black this week, so he's the least of my problems. I think his break-even's at 50 in 2 games or something, which is more than capable of achieving. So I'm just going to leave him on my bench for now. If you can bench him. If you have to play him, absolutely move him off.
Yeah, and if you're one of the 10% of teams that still have Cedric Coward too, he's been in unreal form and he's back to a break even of 3. I still think even with the short week this week, he's still a hold because he's still just going to generate that money. Like, it's not an overall price. Basically, as soon as he steps out on the floor, he starts making some money. And yeah, the schedule does get a bit better later. That role keeps increasing when it comes to Coward. So yeah,
Coward's been good. I think he'll continue to be that good for the rest of the year. But I don't know whether there's much value in SuperCoach anymore.
So you were saying earlier on, Horse, that you're excited about Brooklyn. They're about to go on a run, aren't they? How's that schedule looking?
Oh, I'm like Big Kev. I'm real excited, but nearly as excited as you watching Memphis at the moment, mate. There is no one that I am touching from Brooklyn. The uncertainty there around role clarity, around what's going on any given night. Sorry, Noe Cleone fans. I'm sorry. I know he's a Jet, but yeah, not for SuperCoach.
Sad.
Charlotte's a bit the same as well, Brano. So you've got Conker Nipple, which I'd happily play on a 4-game week. He's shown some upside, and for those that have held on to him, nice work. But LaMelo Ball coming off the bench these days in back-to-back games as well. Very interesting.
Yeah, they're just trying to make him, or not make him, they're trying to allow him to play more fourth quarters, which is bizarre, is a really bizarre comment to make, because wouldn't you just structure your rotation around the fact that he needs to play fourth quarters, so you just don't play as much in the third? It's such a dumb fucking comment, that is. Like, if you want him to play in the fourth quarter, stop playing him so much in the first 3.
Yeah, and I don't understand the difference between playing the first 3 minutes and then sitting for, I suppose, 6 minutes in the first and coming out after 6 minutes. I don't really understand it, but I know it's not logical, but have a look at his last game off the bench. That was like 32 points in 27 minutes. And I don't know if it was him playing against some of the less talented players and sort of, yin and yanging against the other teams, bringing in and out of their players. But it did seem to work, as crazy as it sounds.
And Chris Gray in the chat saying the Pels did the same thing with Zion recently. Wemby also came off the bench off the back of those injuries. So, yeah, you're right. Like, and these guys were pretty bloody good off the bench, to be fair. But, of course, they're great players. So, there's no question mark as to whether they were going to be relevant or not off the bench or starting. It didn't really matter.
Do you remember when Carmelo Anthony went to OKC and it was kind of a little bit of... it was a bit of an out there thing, and like the media was like, "Oh, Melo, like, are you open to a bench role?" And he's like, "I will never come off the bench," basically, which is like so crazy when you see like your Zions and your Wembys, and Balls, and they're the future, but they're like absolutely fine with coming off the bench. It's just a crazy thing that the league's changed so much in 7 or 8 years.
Yep.
Yeah, I think it's just the mindset and how proud these guys were. I don't think anyone really cares. And load management has probably opened up bench roles a little bit more for superstars than it did back then. So
I don't think it matters whether you're starting or coming off the bench. They're still playing the same amount of minutes.
Yeah. Dallas on a 4-4 back-to-back is why I think a lot of us held Cooper Flagg too, right? Like we were pretty vocal about holding Cooper Flagg when people were moving off him over the last fortnight. But yeah, this is why. And obviously AD going down now makes it a little bit juicier, I guess, in hindsight. So, 4-4 for Dallas. Denver on the 4-4 as well. Jamal Murray's put a bit of a dent in that, sadly. I'm, a little bit frustrated with him because he only played, 1-2 games last week and had a shocker. So, no good. And obviously he's managing ankle and illness as well. And Andrew Smith just mentioned that. Any news on Jamal Murray, whether he's going to play all 4? He's been questionable the last 2, hasn't he? So I'm sure he's close. I'm not going to take a guess as to whether he plays 4. I don't think he will. I reckon he probably plays 3, though.
So as someone that doesn't own him, which is probably reflected in my rank, like he's not a buy this week, which I've always like... I was going to get him last week and then he was sort of ruled out and, there was lots of questions. I think he's a hold, but I just don't know if he's he's definitely not a trade in if you have him with all these questions. Yeah.
He played 1 game for a 36. I'd be more confident this week that he's going to play. Yep.
Right. Fingers crossed.
And the next team, Sacramento. I mean, we've touched on them a little bit and it was only like if a Keon Ellis started getting these huge bulk minutes, but they're kind of at this weird like showcasing stage where they're still playing the guys they don't want to play until they trade them. I actually think like some of these guys will get some SuperCoach value in a little bit, but yeah, right now I'm just too scared. They're just playing people, hoping that they can push them from a, second round pick to a late first or something like that. Like, yeah, I just can't touch the Sacramento Kings. But no, frustrating Toronto. Like we got Scotty Barnes because of this, and he does seem to be coming back. But he's under this injury cloud, and Poeltl's out, and Emmanuel quickly. Do you guys have anything to say about him?
No.
Who's next?
But I want to talk about Colin Murray Boyles. Huge week this season. Yeah, Corin. Corin.
I could deal with you. I could deal with you fucking up Valanciunas, man. But Colin,
111 this week. Poeltl's out, so this is a big reason why they've been playing small ball center with him. Gets plenty of rebounds. He can stretch the floor. Good defensive stats. Usually pretty good field goal efficiency. 7.5 mil matrix. What do you think? Are you too much that once Poeltl comes back, he just goes back to the bench and that cash gen stalls? Or is there a chance that, because they've been playing okay with him at the 5 as a small ball unit, that he just stays in the starting unit?
No, because it's not just him. It's Barnes missed time. It's BI's missed time. It's
Barrett's missed time.
Barrett's missed time. Like I think it's more tied to that. Like if those 3 guys all come back, and I don't expect them to all come back straight away. Like Ingram's an Iron Man, so it's got to really be bad for him to be missing a couple games. Look, I think he might have a week of good cash generations because some of these guys will be out. I don't think Poeltl's coming back in a real hurry either. As somebody that owns him in other formats a lot, I really have some question marks about Poeltl and what they're going to do there. But I think that they played their best basketball, and it was reflected in that 25 rebound game win with Scotty Barnes, sort of playing like Emmanuel quickly going back to being a point guard, and Scotty Barnes sort of playing that forward center role. Like, yeah, I just can't see him being ready yet for Murray Boyles. But look, I like the strategy there, but there's just too many things. Like RJ and BI come back and they can kind of play power forward a little bit too. Yeah, there's just too many questionables. Yeah.
And I think also the Raptors are 24-16 at the moment. They're fourth in the East. Like, so this isn't just a team that's going to give it up for the rest of the year. This is a team that's going to, try and get their stars back, or they're not. I shouldn't call Jakob Poeltl a star. Try and get their good players back.
Hey.
No, I said it. I stand by it. They'll be bringing their guys back to compete. So there's no risk there that they're just going to sit on it for longer than they have to. I'm with Matty. I'm probably steering clear just with the risk of the extra usage going back to these other guys.
I tell you what, with 3-4 game weeks in a row, if you guys know anyone in Utah that could give me some inside word, listeners, as to whether Lauri Markkanen's going to play some games, because Keontae George, I think we're all in. Lauri Markkanen, they're sort of teetering between making a run towards play-in. Like they're in the play-in if the season finishes today. They just seem to have not fully made their mind up when it comes to Lauri Markkanen as to whether he's going to play every game or not. Have they, boys?
No, I don't think so. I was looking back at his scores actually.
They're good.
He hasn't. Yeah, he's been great, but he also hasn't played many 4-game weeks. I'm looking back at it now. He played a 4-gamer in week 2. And he played the early ones. So week 2 and week 4, he played them. But since then, he has not played in a 4-game week since week 4. So all 4 games since week 4. So out of the, what have we got? 1, 2, 3, 4. There's 6 4-game weeks they've had, Utah, in the first 11 weeks. He has only played in 2 of those. So I would assume that trend continues moving forward. You treat him like a 3-game week player.
Yep.
And neither, like Ace Bailey's been injured in this team. Cody Williams, your Walter Claytons, your Colliers, they're all cheaper guys. Sensible, Bryce Sensible there.
Shout out Cody Williams too. -60 in 28 minutes the other day. He's plus negative.
Yeah, I tell you. You know what? They're going to build a statue of him out there if they get the number 1 pick. I'll tell you that for free.
I reckon the statue did more than him on defense that game too.
I mean, they're actively like not even trying to win some nights. Like that's the thing. Like he might have been told not to do that.
Charlotte were up 50 against Utah.
It's gross. They were they were on like fucking 28 points at the half or something. It's like just a complete shambles.
Yeah.
It's good signs. I mean, they're going to
get
a good
21 point the other. Yeah, and he did have a 21-point game the other night. Like, yeah. But you're not interested in like, okay, so looking at this team, you've got Nurkic injured, you've got Bailey looking banged up, and he hasn't been fantastic either. We just saw what happens when Cody Williams and Bryce Sensible are a focal point in the team. Like if they tank, it's Keontae George and Lauri Markkanen that are going to be the issues, but like, they still need someone to play 48 minutes a night. Like you're not looking at a Collier or a Walter Clayton or Sensible or anything like that, fellas, at all.
When they shut down, I think Bryce Sensible is not going to get shut down. He's probably the first one that I'm looking at. Like I'm a big Sensible fan to start with, but if he plays 30 odd minutes a night, like he'll score well, and he's only at $6 million. So when that time comes, consistently, I'm pretty keen. But he's been like in and out of the starters. Some games he's played 30 odd minutes. Then Keontae George comes back and Lauri Markkanen comes back and he does nothing. So I'm going to just wait until they completely obviously shut it down. And I reckon that's not far away. I reckon they're about a month away from just completely going, fuck it. Everyone's dead. Bring on the second unit.
Fellas, let's look at trade targets.
Targets acquired.
And look, this week, Trade Targets is brought to you by Ryan from Astute Newstead. If your rates are above 5.4% and you want to buy your first home, renovate, or even save some coin like the rest of us, Ryan is your guy. Ryan's been our guy. He does all the heavy lifting, has over 40 lenders on panel, including the major banks, to get you the best deal. It's no obligation, doesn't cost you a cent. You can book your free consult via the link in the description. Look, I'm regretting calling him because right now I am sitting in a construction site right now. So thanks to Ryan for this construction site. I'm holding this up. I'm at the kitchen bench. But I tell you what, there's some extra walls around me. There's some extra rooms. I tell you what, I might need a podcast from the new bathroom I've got. It's looking swish. But look, I even got in contact when I didn't own, I had my house and I just wanted to change my banks to get a better interest rate. And yeah, he hooked you up. No obligation. He's been unreal.
We've all worked with him. So, yeah. And it's good to know there's a few people that have reached out to him as well, asking for help over the last year or so. I reckon we're probably 20 or 30 people go to Ryan over the last year from different shows. So, if he's your man, doesn't cost you anything. So there's zero risk involved. Even if you don't go ahead, have a chat with him about your situation and he'll give you a bit of a guide on what direction to go and what options you have.
No, guys, let's start with the trades out. I want to get this negativity out of my life first. And I'm going to look at the top 5%, because I do think a lot of our listeners are up there in the top 5%, and that's who we should be keeping an eye as we move up the ranks. And the most traded out is Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. Horse, your thoughts on trading? Honestly, the best healthy SuperCoach player in the comp at the moment.
Don't like it. I think there's other avenues to try and get in your primos this week. Yeah, I don't think SGA should be one of them.
Schedule wise, he's got a 3-game week this week. Completely playable on a 3-game week, mate.
Absolutely. Yep. He's one of the, I wouldn't say he's one of the few that you slap the captaincy on, but when you look at the scheduling this week and that there's limited options for us and we're going to be stuck with some 3-game players this week, he's right at the top of the tree that can, alongside Maxi at the moment, that can score really well on a 3-game week. So, yeah, for me, there's others that I would trade out before SGA.
Brado, Anthony Black, obviously a 2-game week, kind of sucks for basketball.
Yeah, I think they've got 2-game weeks in a row, don't they? So yeah, it's just like bail on Orlando completely. Yeah, Anthony, my suit is black. Unfortunately, probably out of most teams. They come up against Memphis twice, though. I don't hate the matchups. If you can bench him this week, if you got bigger fires, that's completely fine because he shouldn't lose cash. Or he should go pretty close to his break even. He won't lose much money, but yeah, I understand the trade out. That's fine. Same with Kevin Porter Jr. really at number 3.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm not sure. He kind of did enough this week. He comes in with a break even of 30, so I think that he'll cover it. I think these guys are only holds if you're completely fine. You're looking at so many 4-game week players, or like Shai on a 3-game week. He's going to score well. I think you can really only hold them if you plan on benching them. Hey. Because there is a 4-game week for Kevin Porter Jr. coming next week. If you can hold out, and I don't know, I don't know if my team value is as good as you guys, but I'm finding that I'm sitting some 11 mil, 12 mil players on matchup at the moment, which is nice. I'm not sure we've had this in other SuperCoach sports.
Sorry,
no, I agree.
Anthony Edwards, horse, 3-game week. A lot of people are trading him out.
I understand this one more than trading out SGA this week. Yep.
Is it because he's like, he has good games, but he's also, he takes a lot of shots. Like when you have a guy that takes a lot of shots on volume and to be fair, miss a lot of shots at times as well. That's why Steph Curry at times can be quite a poor Supercoach pick. Like he'll have red hot weeks like Anthony Edwards does. And then he'll have weeks where he performs like a 13, 12 mil guy because his shot just doesn't fall. Is he one of those?
Yep.
Yeah, he's just one of like Supercoach doesn't. I might even look back on it as to how like a Carmelo Anthony and Kobe Bryant and some blokes like that would have scored in Supercoach if you have a look at their prime, like a lot of missed shots, a lot of turnovers, like sometimes taking 40 shots a night. Admittedly, the league was a bit slower back then, but I reckon that you wouldn't be surprised to pop in and like Kobe was like a career $14 million player or something. Like we see it with Devin Booker right now. I have looked at him some weeks because he's a name, and then you just have a look at that efficiency and you're like, you just can't do it to yourself, hey?
With Anthony Edwards, two reasons why I would move him on. One, 3 games this week. He plays Milwaukee. Who he averages under 20 Supercoach points per game against. Houston, who are this year known as a pretty good defensive side. And San Antonio, who the last time he played against, he scored 13 points against them. And he's been questionable with that foot issue for the past 4 or 5 games. Like I've been holding my breath each day to see whether he's been playing or not. And yeah, I feel like there's rest not too far away for Edwards.
Guys, Paolo Banchero made owners a little bit of money in the last couple of weeks, up 520K last week again. Sort of that break even has sort of plateaued out. The schedule gets poor, as we said, the same as Anthony Black, 2 game weeks in a row. 100% Paolo Banchero was a 1 week play or a 2 week play if you've had him for the last couple of weeks. Deni Avdija, I think we've sort of touched on him enough. Kizzer in the chat said we're going to be waiting until Wednesday, but you kind of have to make the decision in the next probably 12 hours, unfortunately, whether you're going to be keeping Deni Avdija or trading him. Look, he's been a great stalwart, nearly 17 million. Actually kind of understand if you're trading him out. I know you guys were sort of sitting on the fence, but like, I don't know. Do you guys up or down? Trade in, keep him or sell him? What do you reckon?
Sell. I'm on the sell. I'm in the sell camp now. The 2 game week solidifies it for me. It makes it much of an easier decision. If he was going on another run of 4s and you had to make this call, I'd probably hold him. But the fact he goes 4-2 just makes it easier. Then you can get him back. Like you get him back after the 2 game week. That's an easy decision because he's a priority buy if he's healthy. He has been like one of the best players over the last month.
8 weeks even. He's been really good.
He's been so good. Supercoach wise as well. Fills the box score. I know he turns the ball over a lot and takes a lot of shots, but fuck, he just scores so easily. So yeah, big Avdija fan. And I think if we sell him, we'll get him back. But that's the beauty of Supercoach with max trades.
Yeah, and I see Drew was upgraded to questionable this week. I do think that he might take over. Like Deni Avdija has been doing a lot of that ball handling as well. So some of those turnovers could be passed across. So
he played today.
Oh, there you go. Yep. Yeah. Drew being back and didn't really seem to. I know it wasn't that long, but I don't think Drew coming back will impact Deni negatively, only positively.
Mm-hmm.
Takes the attention away from him. Like Avdija's turned the ball over like 4 to 6 times a game consistently. Like he leads the league in turnovers by a large margin. And what did Drew have in his first game back? Was he off the bench? Oh yeah, 16 minutes, 8, 2 and 4 with 1 steal, 2 from 7. So I mean, they'll probably ease him back off the bench. He's been out since like the 17th of November, so they'll take some time anyway.
Giannis, 2 game week this week. You can't keep 20 mil on the bench. Can you, Horse?
No.
Karl Anthony Towns, $17 million. Stunk it up a little bit last week. 125 break even on a 3 game week, whether he plays Sacramento or not. Trade out up or down on Karl Anthony Towns as a trade out. Oh, that's
I'm out. trade out.
Yeah.
Definitely. Any primo that gets you -1 in the game, they're not interested.
The big purr putting up the big numbers. What a man.
I don't know. Yeah, I feel the same way about Kalel, man. So thanks. Jalen Johnson should probably ask the Atlanta Hawks fan. You know what? I'm going to go off script as I often do. Let us know what you think of the Trae Young trade before you let us know whether you think Jalen Johnson's a trade out.
I might just answer the second part. Jalen Johnson, not a trade out, not a chance. He's obviously playing majority games at the moment. He hasn't sat one for a while, so 20.1 mil as well. It's like if you're trading Giannis, you're trading JJ, you're trading SGA, you're trading all these guys that are 20 plus mil. Who are you going to get back? How are you going to have the money to be able to get all of these guys back in your team? I think you just need to pick your battles, and JJ's not a battle I'll pick. He's going to be a guy you want on that 5-game week as well. When's that? Week 16. So they go 3, 3, 4, 3, 5. So for me, I'm probably holding him just because I know that he can put, again, we saw it this week, he can put up 115, 120 in a 3-game week. So for me, I'm holding JJ and I'm moving on Giannis on a 2-gamer. I'm pretty happy to lock, especially with Trae out. And I'll give my opinion on the Trae Young trade. It was I understand why we've done it. I don't like it. As a fan, I don't like it. Only because I'm really hoping that there's another move that we're making, that we're setting ourselves up to free up cap space. I know it's a big free agency class this year. So I'm really hoping we're picking up, it's just a big cap dump. CJ McCollum on a 30 mil expiring contract and Corey Kisbett. So it's a shit trade for now, right now, but I'm really hoping that we can make something of it in, 6 months' time, 7 months' time.
You were getting something. It was going to be Anthony Davis, and then he broke his hand or whatever happened.
Knowing us, we'll probably we'll still go and fucking sign him and just sit him down. No,
you'll end up with someone like Jackson Hayes now.
Yeah, can't wait. Or Jaren Jackson Jr. Hasn't he been a delight?
Yeah, I mean, Corey Kisbett's better, so yeah, you're doing better, man.
Way better. I was just hoping I'd get a bite from the Memphis fan, and you fucking bit you bit nice and hard for me. Thank you.
I know that's cool, man. I know you're a Corey Kisbett fan from way back.
Yep.
Cade Cunningham coming into a 2-game week. Oh, I tell you what, my luck in 2K at the moment. I'm back. I am back.
I saw the Jokic card.
Oh, that's unreal. Yeah.
Jokic's Galaxy Opal sold him for $850K, and I've got $750K to build a team after not playing for 4 months of the year, so that's great.
And you'll probably play 2 more times and then just pack it up until next 2K.
Oh,
so,
but I tell you what, I'm gonna have a sick team, and I'm gonna remember that photo. So, Cade Cunningham, 2-game week, been injured. I was a holder, holding him until this week. Played 1 game, had 39 points, and I was like, oh, I am a fucking genius. And then didn't play. Jalen Duran's been out. Look, there is some opportunity. I see some Paul Reeds and stuff getting thrown around in the chat. I just think that they will bring these guys back as soon as possible. It was looking like a week for Duran. I do think they're being careful with Cade because they still have been winning games. But a 2-game week means it's time for Cade to go. Hey,
yeah, a very easy decision at the price point for a 2-game week. Same with Giannis. I feel like those two are easy decisions if you have both. Just move them both on, which is why you need to hold guys on 3s at that price point like JJ. So can I just mention number 11 before? I know we did 1 to 10 usually, but number 11, Maxim Reynaud. People are trading him out. They're done with him at 8.5 mil, which is interesting for me because still got a 4-game week. And Sabonis is still 1 to 2 weeks away. Drew Eubanks is not really, he's getting no minutes at all. I think it's Cardwell that's getting more minutes off the bench there at the Kings. I'm surprised that people are trading him out. I'd reverse that if it were me.
Yep, I agree.
Go on.
I agree.
Yeah, I think he's a young bloke.
Right? Double. They're going to keep playing him. Absolutely hold on to him. He can punch you out 20, 25 a game. But I just, I got a DM from the second best thing to come out of Akron, or the best thing to come out of Akron in the US, and that's Sloaney. He said to say good day to the boys and hope we're all going well. So from America, how you doing, mate?
Good value, Sloaney in the WhatsApp as well. Subscriber this year. Yeah, good guy. Love it. Can we talk about Luka Doncic, please?
Yeah.
20% of teams are bringing him in. And I mean the other 80% of the top 5% just probably haven't locked their trades in yet. We do have, like, we obviously see people trading out your Cades. Shai was the most traded out. Luka is the Lakers at the moment, and he is the most logical bring in this week, isn't he? And you're excited to talk about him, so take us through it.
No, I'm not. We're done. It's just a lock. It's you know how we used to go into a real deep, in-depth analysis about captaincy every week. That's pretty much what it is. It was Jokic back then, and it's Luka this week, and it's the easiest decision you'll have to make. And even if he sits a game, he still plays 4. He probably still top scores.
Guys, I'll tell you something. I'll tell you something for free. Next week, the Miami Heat are on. I think they're the only team on a 5-game week.
Wow.
Norman Powell is going to be next week's Luka Doncic.
Is that the guy that got six? Is that the guy that got 16 this week?
Yep. Yeah, him.
Yep.
Can I'll tell you who's not a bad shout, Horse. Khalil Ware could be a buy next week.
I mean, if he gets 10 each game, and they're playing 20 games, he could get 200.
Maybe Tyler Hero will be healthy by next week, or on the Grizzlies and have a poor schedules.
Yeah. Oh, yuck. Amen Thompson, though, number 2 is very interesting as a pick as well. I think the Rockets' schedule's opened up nicely now. Hey, like it's they've got a 3-gamer next week, but again, aside from that, it's like then they've got 5 4-gamers in a row, another 3, then 4 4-gamers in a row. They got 9 out of their final 10 weeks are 4-game weeks. So it's, Amen Thompson for one is probably the clear option. I think it would have been Şengün potentially, Horse, if he was healthy. He played today, but there's just a risk there that he'll start to sit some back-to-backs with how heavy this schedule is going to be for him.
Yeah, I think it's Durant and Thompson. Şengün looks scratchy today. So, yeah, they're the 2 for me. Maybe in another week we look at Şengün, but not right now.
I think it's going to be 2 weeks because they go 4-3, and then you string of 4s, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Yeah, it's time.
Yep. Zeke Nnaji. Big Zeke Nnaji guy. But yeah, look, I just think that it looks like Jokic is going to be back a little sooner. He's been good without being great. You know what? A perfect cheapie. If the timeline was sticking, like we said, like Daron Holmes, he's not the guy that we thought he was. Power forward only. This guy's just been playing center, but he's center in this. He's power forward only in Yahoo. Yeah, look, Zeke Nnaji, he's fine to bring in, but I think it just becomes a 2-week play. And when I'm going cheapies, I want it to be longer because I don't want to be forced to make a trade in a little bit. Like, how annoying was like Ryan Nembhard? Like, I thought that he was a guy that would have been right to hold for 6 weeks, and suddenly you're just forced to do a trade in a couple weeks. I feel like that's going to be Zeke, guys.
There's been some rotating centers, Horse. Hey, like it's like everyone was. I got stuck with Brook Lopez after having to pivot off Dylan Cardwell, and then it was there's been a ton of like failed center cheapies this year where you get like 500K to 1 mil out of a max over a 3 or 4 week period, and you have to then move them on because their role just dies. Nnaji could be that guy.
Yeah.
Look, KD, much the same. Like, you can insert the whole Amen Thompson conversation. Even at KD's age, he doesn't seem to be resting back-to-backs. He's an elite scorer. He's a little bit more expensive than Amen. Gone up a couple 100K this week. You'd even maybe consider 2 of them if it wasn't a 3-game week next week. There's a lot going on in Houston, and our eyes are going to be on Houston a lot. We're going to be having this exact same conversation in 2 weeks when we're going through trade targets. So Kevin Durant's a good one. You had a little bit of a chat about old Cole up in Toronto. Like, I mean, 7.5 mil, the break even's good. Look, I don't mind it as well, Horse, but man, like, there's just so many guys to come back into that team, isn't there?
There is. Yeah.
Big Corin guy.
Yeah, big call. Big core.
Big Corin guy. Yeah.
One that's actually surprisingly easy to pronounce. LeBron James, 5-game week. I get it for the casual fan, but yeah, as you guys have been mentioning, it's so hard to back him at 41 years old because on a game-to-game basis, he's been good. He's a $16 million player. But yeah, look, 2 back-to-backs this week. Unfortunately, a 4-game week is probably better than a 5-game week for him because there might not be 2 back-to-backs because, yeah, really just hasn't been playing those back-to-backs.
Yeah, he's been open about the fact he won't play him. So you're going to get 1 to 2 games less per week based on the schedule for LeBron James. So yeah, it's just not an option.
So we're Australians. I'm imagining most people here in Australia are. When I go through Victorian beers, there's the Big VB. I liked them a bit more when they were a bit heavier horse. But tell us about the next one.
Frothies.
Relatively new. Yeah,
Frothies.
Is it like 8 years old? The old Furf. Let us know.
Furphies.
Tell
Johnny
us about
Furphy. Yeah, let's get him in. He's Australian. We love him. Yep. And that's all. That's the only reasons why you should bring him in, and he will not let you down. But what's happened is with Benedict Mathurin being out, he's taken over that small forward position, and with Jay Huff being that stretch center and spending a lot of time on the perimeter, he's that bigger body that's actually feasting on the boards at the moment. And he's been getting quite a lot of them. And he's shooting okay from the outside, and he's one that gets out in the fast break and likes to finish above the rim. So his field goal percentages are usually pretty good. I actually really like him as a downgrade target and a cash generator this week.
If Nembhard's around, does that worry you a little bit?
Who?
Your boy. Your boy from the preseason, Andrew Nembhard.
Oh, Ryan Nembhard. Yeah, that guy.
Wrong team, mate.
Yeah.
I don't think it worries me that much. Like,
no.
Usage will go back, but again, Halliburton's not exactly Nembhard. He's not a huge usage guy either. Like, he doesn't demand the ball. So, yeah, if it was more of a high usage guard, I'd be a little bit concerned, but I think he's all right.
It's a bit like me out on the floor. Pass first, one, pass second, and then shoot third. But I 100% thought when you were chatting there, Horse, that you're like, oh, with Jay Huff, and you were saying being out on the perimeter. I 100% thought that was going to with Jay Huff being fucking shit. Because let's face it, in the last couple games, he has absolutely stunk it up. And Jay Huff was probably the one thing keeping them in like the maybe not tanking race, but they're 100% tanking. I think Johnny Furphy kind of fits into that. I think like Neesmith and Jarris Walker and some of these guys are better than Furphy at the moment, but they kind of won't want to win, so they'll want to blood this young guy that could be the future, and they spent some draft capital on him. So yeah, I do think he's a safe pick to sit there on the bench, and like as somebody that's sitting there with Terrence Shannon Jr. there at the moment, a nice little slide along.
Hey, since he started, he's gone 22, 16, 16 in his last 3 games. If he does anything like that, he's scoring you 75 to 80 at the end of the week, and at a -2 break even, he's going to make us bulk cash.
Keontae George, you're an owner, Braino. A hold?
Yeah, I am. I think, worst case, you get 3s. Last week we got 3 games, 75 points. So, like, you're going to get 25 to 35 from him, I think, when he plays. I probably think that there will be a time in the next 4 weeks where we do get off, only because the tanking will become stronger in Utah, and he'll start to miss more games, or even be completely sat down, which, to be honest, I would rather that. Just sit him and just say, season-ending injury, he's done for the year, and then you can just get off him and not have to worry about it instead of this sitting every 4th game kind of business. So, yeah, that's probably my only concern with Keontae George.
Oh, sorry.
I don't know what you've done here. Horse been punted.
Yeah. Sorry. Enjoy your number 2. You're gone.
Okay.
Look, Jalen Pickett's being brought in. Peyton Watson's being brought in. I think once Jamal Murray comes back, that this is that these guys will be kind of a non-event, isn't it?
Yes.
Yep, spot on.
Guys, let's head into captains and then we'll duck off. Damn, Brano, you're too good. I was trying to bring in the captains one from NBL. So
Are you ready, kids?
Aye, aye, Captain!
I just sweet Dead Poets Society. I need it back.
Garbage. Complete garbage. And it's good that you couldn't work out StreamYard, and it's good that you don't host often enough to know how to work the back end that much anymore. Because I could see things going on here in the background. And
I was doing it.
Yeah, I could see you doing it, but it was moving slow, and I was thanking myself because I'm like, fuck, he's doing something here. He's booted the horse off the stream completely, trying to get some shitty video about some old movie. So I'm glad it didn't work.
I did it last week, so I actually took the ball logic things off the side to try and get there before you switched back. But look, that's enough chat about captains. It's Luka Doncic. He's probably going to get rested 2 games, but we're all going to captain him anyway. Much like when Doncic got injured, when Jokic got injured, and I think that's captains, guys.
To answer Chris Gray's question as well, what's Luka's C percentage currently? Top 5%. He's captained by 55%. So I'm assuming that is just
that'll be
that have changed the teams completely.
That'll be 80 to 90% come tip off tomorrow.
Yeah, and I mean some other like the people, 30% of people still have their captaincy on SGA or JJ from last week. So there's 85% straight away. So just follow the crowd on this one and make your ground up elsewhere.
Yeah, and to quote Fajita, it's over 9,000. So that's about it.
Good. Dragon Ball Z reference. I actually did not expect that. So
yeah.
Good,
I mean, big I might not be a WWE guy or whatever you guys are, but big Dragon Ball guy. But look, we usually try to cut this off at an hour. We've went 1 minute and 23 seconds over. That is enough day run home jokes, enough Vegeta references. I think it's time to go.
Okay.
Look, guys, thank you very much for listening to the Ball Logic podcast. Cheerio.